Alright guys, so this video is going to be about when your friendships end. I wanted to do this because I think a lot of times when we grow up, we do not have a playbook or anything to kind of tell us when certain situations in life are going to occur. And personally, recently, where people that I thought I would have been friends with for years, we just definitely don't talk anymore. Or it's more so like we're distant. But a lot of the distance now that's created is because I've chosen to separate myself from some people. There are about 4 people that I no longer talk to on a regular like I used to. A lot of that has to do with you get to a point in life, especially with friendships, where you feel like either we're going to ride out together or we're just not going to be cool. It's one of the two. And I've gotten to the point now where a lot of times I'm riding a little too hard for people and they're not even walking for me. And a lot of times what people do is they make excuses as to why this person may be the way that they are, or the person makes a lot of excuses and doesn't take any responsibility for it. You know, like I've had a lot of friends that have been in my life who have been OD selfish. Like when I say selfish, I mean selfish like they really just don't give a fuck about anything that has to do with you. But every time you do something for somebody else or whatever the situation is, they want to hoop and holler and cry about what they didn't get or how they feel underappreciated. And I've made a point to never be the person to say, oh, you know, it's me. Nobody cares. Because really nobody cares. But, you know, you would feel like people that you had been close to for a number of years that y'all would still be cool. There are certain people that I've learned as my friendships have went forward that I don't expect certain things because I know they're not capable of giving certain things. So I don't trip off of it. I take them for everything they are and I take them for everything that they're not. Because everybody isn't going to do what you want them to do. That's just how life works. But there are some friendships that I'm no longer having or I don't entertain as much as I might have used to because people's actions have fractured something that probably could never be repaired. And I'm one of those people that I will take so much from somebody because I'm really trying with them until they pretty much spit in my face and say, fuck you. And then I'm over it. I'm just like, okay. So once they probably get out whatever they was going through or whatever their situation was or however they felt, I don't care anymore. Like, that's where I'm at with it. Like, I don't give a fuck what you was going through because I didn't do it to you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when a person comes at you crazy and they disrespect you and they say, well, I want to apologize because I was going through something that day. I get that you're mad, but that still has nothing to do with me and I didn't do shit to you. But, okay, but I get it. When you get mad, this is how you lash out. And obviously we're growing at different paces at this point. So let's just nod and say we did. Because you get to a point where the fuckery level is always at a 10. They do one thing and you're good. So I've had people in my life where I've helped them beyond belief to try to make sure that they were okay. And I barely got a thank you. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of, oh yeah, by the way, thanks type of situation. And it's like, I think a lot of people forget in friendships, like I've said before, being a friend with somebody is a luxury. It's not a necessity because you don't need friends to survive. They're nice to have, but you don't need them. And when you go out of your way to do something for somebody, the only thing that you a lot of times want people to do is say thank you and be gracious and be appreciative that you went out of your way to do something nice for them. But they usually act as if you pretty much should have did it. And because you did it, that's on you. You know, and some people feel as if saying thank you or being appreciative is a way of kissing somebody's ass, and it's not. If somebody holds the door for me, I say thank you. Okay, if you send me something on Instagram, I say thank you because it doesn't hurt your ego to be nice to another person, especially somebody you considered a friend. Just saying. So you get to a point, especially if you're a person in a friendship who starts to feel as if you're being taken advantage of, or if you needed that person, they wouldn't be there like you were there for them. You know, you can't look at them and say, if I needed something today, I could call you. Because you probably couldn't. And if you did, they probably just gonna tell you need to figure the shit out or call somebody else because I ain't got it. You know, whether it be money, emotional, just supportive. I've had to stop being friends with a lot of people because I realized that what I'm trying to do in my life, which is make my dreams come true and be happy and live out what I've dreamed of as a kid, everybody isn't gonna clap for that. And that's okay. But when it's your friends and they don't clap, or they want a half-ass clap, or kind of give you a because every time any of my friends do anything that is of greatness or of quality, I want them to know that I am as supportive as I can be to them for that situation. A lot of times I don't get that back. And I'm one of those people that hate the word jealousy because I feel like people use it just like hater. They use it so freely because it's an easy cop out to say somebody's jealous of what you're doing. But I think a lot of people start to see, and they probably don't notice what they're doing. If we're progressing together, a lot of times people don't really make a big deal about it. But I noticed that if I start to do leaps and bounds past somebody because I'm putting in the work, but they're not doing it, everything that I do from that point on, they have kind of a smart ass aleck thing to say about it. And it's never verbatim, you think you all of that, but it's always something within that tribe that they're trying to say to you because they feel less than as a person because of what they're doing or they may not be doing. And I've never been one to throw what I'm doing in anybody's face, but I've always been one to try to help my friends progress to do better and be better. Because I feel like if I'm winning, why can't we all win? The problem is a lot of adults still are children in the mind, and they don't want to grow up to understand that I can't drag you by your hair to do what you should do to make your situation better. And it's also no reason to be mad at the next person for doing what the fuck they had to do to make sure that their back was covered. That's, you know what I'm saying? People do that. But when you are conditioned to be a certain way, that's all you do throughout your life is be that certain way. So whomever it is, a relationship, your friends, your cousins, your sisters, your brothers, everybody, you do that to everybody because that's a taught thing, and you do it and you don't realize you're doing it until now everything is blown up and everybody's gone. And this happened to one of my friends recently. She was popping off on everybody. She popped off on me. Okay, and I'll never go at her. And she popped off on me. And she called me to apologize to say that she was sorry. But at that particular point, I didn't give a fuck no more. It was like, okay, so you're mad at me. You're mad at the world. You don't give a fuck. I'm everything in a book because right now life is kind of fucking grabbing you by the ankles and you want to take it out on somebody. But she was really mad at her baby daddy. She was really mad at her mom. She was really mad at her dad. But she took it out on me because I was the closest, I was the easiest, and she thought I wasn't going to do nothing because she thought I was going to say, well, you know, she going through a lot, so I'm going to just, no, bitch, you're not going to vent on me. I didn't do shit to you. Okay, I didn't give you them kids or them bills. But sometimes I don't think people get, they take their frustration out on the easiest people, which a lot of times is your friends. And people are under the impression that once a friend, you're going to always be a friend to somebody. And that don't work like that. Because it's only so many times that a person is going to take your bullshit before they say, I'm good. Okay, I'm good. You know, friendship doesn't mean anything if it feels like it's one-sided. You know, and people are not going to stay around you and your awful ways of thinking and your attitude towards things and people because you feel like it. That's not how life works. So if you are going through something and you start taking it out on the people nearest you and around you instead of directly going at the person that is supposed to be for, you're going to lose those people. And then you're going to look up and then you're going to realize I fucked up all my friendships. I no longer have real friends in my life anymore. I have associates that I'm trying to do with friends. And everybody's friendships work differently. But for me, I realized that the end started to come when I stopped giving a fuck. And I care about everybody in my life. So if I get to the point where I just don't give a fuck and I'm tired, that means you gotta go. Because I don't want nobody just coasting around that I could give a fuck about. That I don't talk to like that. That have hurt me in ways and never said I'm sorry. you know? And again, I get sorry is the thing that you may not hear from a lot of people. However, if we were supposed to be friends and we were supposed to be cool, then sitting down with another person and telling them, I am truly sorry for how I have done you, and positions and things, whatever it could be, so much as a text message, a phone call, you didn't do what you said you was going to do, the agreement that you made you didn't stick to. It could be anything. You have to be an adult and apologize profusely for what you have done, because it is hard to sit back and act like nothing happened and continue a friendship when you know the fucking fracture and that friendship is busted, disgusted, and cannot be trusted. And then I'm one of those people. You do something to me that I don't like and I know it's really fucked up, my trust for you goes out the door. And I don't want people in my life that I can't trust. If I can't trust you, you gotta go. Period. And I don't think that is and I'm not saying after one fuck up, not two fuck ups, three fuck ups. This be a plethora. It be like feet, toes, hands fuck ups. And it's like, I can only let shit ride for so long for somebody that I'm not fucking, I'm not with, we don't have any relationship type of ties for us to be having these problems. We're supposed to be friends, things are supposed to be good. But if we're going through this shit, we know. Because friends are supposed to make life a little easier. When you start making shit harder for a motherfucker, I'm good. Okay? And I don't think that that's a wrong thing to say. And I don't consider myself by a long shot a selfish person. I used to be as a kid. I didn't want to share shit with nobody. It could be a fucking crayon. It could be a royal blue crayon that I was not using. And your ass wasn't going to use it because it's mine. But as an adult, and when I got a little bit older, especially as a young adult, I realized that doesn't work. It doesn't. Because everybody is not blessed to have what you have. So when you do have an opportunity to help somebody out, not as charity, not as you just saying, well, I'm just want to make you feel bad about your situation. No, because I really, as a friend, just want you to be better. And I want you to do better. And I want to give you an opportunity that you may not have gotten any other way to make your life a little bit better. When you take those precautions and those steps for the betterment of another adult, another friend, another kid, and they still pretty much say, I don't care. Then it's like, all right, we're not friends then. We're not friends. And that's not going to be an easy break for you to make from a person, especially somebody that you was cool with and you have been friends with for a number of years. It's not going to be easy because those people are so deep rooted in your life. It's very hard for you to separate from them. However, and it doesn't mean that you guys will never be friends again. It means that when it clicks for them, you guys are going to be good again. If you feel like that relationship is something that you want to go back and try to nurture to be better. But you know what they say, once there's a crack in the mirror, there's nothing you can do. You can ignore the crack, but it's still going to always be there. And if a person is not willing to change and be better, not for you, not for your friendship, but for the betterment of themselves, y'all never gonna be cool. If they don't want to do that and learn to man up, woman up, and be better for themselves, y'all never gonna be cool again. Because it's always gonna be something. And I refuse to fight with my friends. I'm not gonna do it. Whether it's verbally, physically, I'm not doing it. Because once it comes to that point, it's over. Cool. We ain't cool. And there are a number of people that I am no longer cool with, and people ask me about, and I never say a bad word about them because I'm good. And there's nothing on this earth that I can say about a person badly that's going to make me feel better about us not being cool no more. You know? And then there's people that I've had in my life for years that have never crossed me and never done anything but be more than supportive to me for what's going on. But it is true what they say. When you start to progress and you go in life, you got to leave some people behind because they still stuck and they have not got it yet. And it's okay to move forward. It's okay to be better. It's okay to do better. It's okay to want better in life. So don't let nobody take what you have worked for, and because they're not there yet, they want to make you feel bad about this. If you go buy some shoes, they got something to say. You go buy a car, they got something to say. You buy a fucking ring at the 99-cent store, they got something to say. And it's always negative. It's never, it's always about what you shouldn't have got. And it's like, damn, if I would have brought us both one, you would have been good. But because I brought it for myself and I worked for it, I shouldn't have got it. But it's a lot of shit in the world that I see people do and I don't have a comment about because it's not my position to comment about. I let you live, I let you do you, and I let you ride the fuck out. I thought that's what friends did, but apparently not. So when you start to see your friendship going to the left, have a conversation with whoever you got that issue with. And if that person does not want to take accountability for their actions, and you have to take them too, because if you did anything wrong, you have to take them too. But if you know you haven't done nothing but being good to somebody, and they still don't want to take accountability for what they done, you cut the fucking cord and you keep it going. Because shit like that is what people call toxic friends. And you don't want them in your life when great things start to happen, because that's how you start to rain on your own parade, because you have the wrong people around you. And it's the God to honest truth. And it's not just friends, it's family too. There are people who are conditioned a certain way to keep you in the mindset that they've always been, and they don't want you to progress because they don't want you to see that you have done better than them. And sometimes it's family, sometimes it's friends, sometimes it's your significant other. But again, when all is said and done, make sure that if you see an issue with what is going on between you and a friend, that you nip that shit in the bud. Because I'm going to tell you, I have been through that and it's not fun. But I can tell you this. When you start to let certain people go out of your life and they have no idea what you're doing, and you're living life and you're doing things, you start to see the people who care for you the most, and they want to see you do the best. And you notice there's a dark cloud missing. And I like the fact that it's gone. And this has been numerous friends that I've started to see the light with. Like, I'm good, you know? And again, it's not that I have any bad feelings, ill will, or negative things to say about them. You just at a point where I'm not at the point. And therefore, we cannot be cohesive as two, because we're in two different lanes. And we often as people are never on the same path. But if you can't be respectful to the other person because they're being happy because you're in an ugly place, then that means that you're not the friend that you should be to them at that time, and you need to cut cords. Sometimes you learn. I've had people be like, I was going to come over and kick it with that day, so before I even bring that negative energy over to you, I'm going to stay home. I can appreciate you for that, because you know you, and it's called being self-aware. A lot of motherfuckers ain't self-aware what they do, and they never do anything wrong, and they're so perfect, and they don't make mistakes. That's how they say it. And you think, if you knew so much, you would be doing so much better. But I'm not the one to judge, because you perfect. You do what you do, okay? I'm just going to keep my ass over here minding my good old business. So sometimes you got to cut the ties. And the end of a friendship, sometimes it's hurtful, sometimes it's hard, but sometimes it's necessary. And you got to figure it out. And like I said, you may not always be in that place, but sometimes you really got to motherfucker let a nigga know, I ain't that one. I'm not that one. It's only so many times I'm going to let shit slide because we friends, you know? So just wanted to go ahead and say that a lot of people have asked me about that particular topic. And because I've been through that firsthand, I felt like it was necessary. So I hope you guys are enjoying a video a day. Amen. And I will catch y'all later. Peace.